Hi, I'm Maya and today I'm doing the classics book tag. Nobody actually tagged me to do this, but I saw Mercedes on Mercy's Bookish Musings do this tag and I wanted to do it because I also enjoy reading classics. So let's get right into it, and if I'm looking down it's because I have the questions here on my tablet. So the first question is an overhyped classic you really didn't like. Way to start negatively, but I didn't like Jane Austen's Emma. I know the main character is meant to be kind of annoying because she thinks she knows stuff better than other people, but I didn't like reading so many pages from her point of view. I actually have no trouble watching the movie or TV adaptations of Emma, but reading is just too much work for me. Second question is favorite time period to read about. I don't have a favorite time period, but I have a favorite place. I really like reading books set in historical France, especially Paris. So stuff like Alexandre Dumas' The Three Musketeers and The Count of Monte Cristo and Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And if you know any good books set in historical France, let me know. The third question is favorite fairy tale, and that's Snow White. My gothic heart loves the pale skin and black hair and red lips, and also love the different ways the evil stepmother tries to kill Snow White with the corset and the comb and the apple and stuff like that. I think it's a great fairy tale with great visuals, if you can say that from something you read. Now it's time to name top 5 classics I would like to read soon. Those are science fiction classic Flowers for Algernon by Danielle Keyes. I really like to read that one. Queen Margot by Alexandre Dumas, because Dumas, historical France. Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. I'm not even quite sure why I want to read it. I have this feeling that I'd really like it, so I want to read it. Then Hanks a Man by Shirley Jackson. I actually own it. I want to read as much Shirley Jackson as possible. I really like The Haunting of Hill House. And finally, I like to reread Dracula because it's been ages since I read it and I have a gorgeous illustrated edition, so I want to check out the illustrations. The sixth question is favorite modern book or series based on a classic, this retellings or stuff like that. And I actually can't name anything. Nothing comes to mind, so I'm going to move on to the next question, which is favorite movie version or TV series based on a classic. And I think a lot of people are going to answer this, but the BBC miniseries of Pride and Prejudice, the one with Colin Firth. It's just good. It never gets old. Eighth is worst classic to movie adaptation. This is the also one with Colin Firth, the new Dorian Gray movie based on the picture of Dorian Gray. It's bad. It's so bad. On to the ninth question, the favorite editions you'd like to collect more classics from. And I like the Penguin English Library editions. I have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is my favorite cover from these editions. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde and A Room with a View by Ian Forster. And I'm actually pretty disappointed because I went to the bookstore and a lot of the books didn't have these, the English Penguin Library books, didn't have these soft finish to the covers anymore. They were just straight on cardboard feel and it made them feel and look pretty cheap. And I'm hoping they're not changing all of their books to be like that, but I kind of feel like they are. So if that's the case, I don't know if I'm going to be buying any more of these editions. The final question is an underhyped classic that you'd recommend to everyone. And I'm not sure if I'd recommend this to everyone, but if you're on the mood for romance, I recommend The Room with a View by Ian Forster. This is set in 19th century England. It tells of Lucy Honeychurch who goes on holiday to Italy and meets a charming young man there. And I'm going to actually read the back to you if you don't know what this is about. A sunny tale of love and liberation, A Room with a View is the story of Lucy on holiday in Italy with her conservative cousin when she meets George Emerson, an unusual young man not of her class. Although drawn to him on her return home, she becomes engaged instead to Cecil, a comically dull gentleman from her own background. Sun-drenched and optimistic, and including many issues which troubled the Edwardian public, radical thinking, women's suffrage, the constrictions of English social rules, this is a brilliantly witty love story. Room with View. So that was the classics book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone because I'm not sure who enjoys reading classics, but if you do, please do this video. I'd love to watch them. And if you've already done this tag, please leave me a link in the comments so that I can go check it out because I really love watching these videos. That's all for now. I'll see you later.